Hi, I'm Jessica.
Hi, I'm Christeena.
And you're watching Game of
Tomes.
Tomes. Today we're going to be discussing The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. If you have not read this book, do not watch this video. If you have not read The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, don't watch this video. This is the second book in the series, and we want you to not be spoiled for them.
We have a review and discussion on The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and we have a review on A Close and Common Orbit. So if you haven't read these, go look at our reviews and check them out. They're such good books. Such good books.
Yeah, if you have just if you just read this and you want to talk about it,
watch our discussion. Let's chat.
If you have read this and now you want to talk about it, continue on with this video. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about it. First of all, I want to say that this book had everything that I loved about this book, and I liked it, but I liked this one better.
Yeah, me too.
I think this one had an X factor about it, the fact that they were on this ship with multi-species, and we were learning about all the different species and becoming friends with all of them, and it just felt like they were our characters.
Yeah.
And this book, as you know, follows Lovey, and I thought that story was really good, but it lacked.
I think what I loved so much more about this one was just the fact where you got to meet all the different species. But also, you got point perspectives in that one from different species, and in this one you pretty much only get the AI and Peppers. Which is fine, which is good. Mm-hmm. But I think it was just that I don't know, just the Angry Planet is just
it just had an X factor.
It's hard to explain, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this had, I still felt like it was a page turner, and I still love the characters in it, and I thought her character development is amazing, and I felt like I was there in this world again. It was just I can picture everything so perfectly.
And I think one of my favorite parts about this book was the fact that we got to learn so much more about Alons.
Aluans is how I say it.
Aluans.
Me too. And
possibly, if we're saying that correct. I loved that we got to learn a lot more about them because they were the one species kind of in my mind that The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet just kind of didn't talk about because, of course the relationship was forbidden and, and that was
there on the
really,
ship.
really cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. And I thought she was going to develop a relationship with Talk.
I thought so for a second too. I did also kind of like how she, Zir, is that how you would say it? Z,
I think.
Changed the gender throughout the I think started out as female, then was male, then was female again.
Yeah.
For a little bit I kind of was like for a second, it took me a minute to get used to it in my head of picturing, because I would picture a female, and then when Z changed I was still picturing a female.
It was hard.
Yeah.
The way I got past it was I never imagined breast because they said they have a flat chest.
Yeah.
And so when you think of a female, I always think breasts, but there are none. And so I just imagine her Z getting some just a little more shapelier, and then as a man thickening out
little,
just a little,
because they said something about the implant and the face, but which I thought was really cool.
It was cool
how we learned that without they all getting implants when they were shown, and
or Sean.
I always said shown.
Okay, I don't know which one.
We need to know Becky Chambers. But either way, I thought it was interesting how they all got implants as soon as they found out to make it easier for them. And I really liked how Sidra was talking about, it's when you got your implant, and that was you, it was so much easier for you, and I'm in this body, and, I really liked that.
Yeah, me too.
Which, I will say, I'm so upset she picked Sidra and not Lacey, you wanted it to be.
Oh, yeah, well, when she was you need to, let go of Lovelace altogether, I was oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, because, it's an AI format, you can't go up and say, hi, my name's Loveless, and they're going to be oh, like the AI?
Yeah. So I thought she was going to be, the old Lovelace was Lovey, and I thought this new Lovelace was going to be Lacey.
That would have been really cool.
Yeah, I think so too. But I understand why she.
It's okay.
I understand why she just had to get rid of the name altogether.
Yeah.
The Shimmer Quick was really interesting. I loved like how she gets visions when she drinks something, and like they're like go explore life, and you'll like those things.
Yeah.
And the fact that she ended up
opening a bar.
Yeah, I thought
that was so cool.
The only thing I had weird, because at the end, the very last page, it was like, it had bright windows. And I'm like, I thought that they were on the dark side of the planet. So why would they have bright windows?
I don't know. I didn't think about that.
I had a really hard time picturing every time she went out into the market, I was like, it's daytime. And then I was like, it's nighttime, it's nighttime, it's nighttime, because they're on the dark side of the planet.
I never once thought about that. I always pictured it daytime.
Did you?
Yeah. I never once gave it a second thought.
Well,
they are on the dark side.
When she came out off the undersea, which I thought was really cool.
That was really, really cool.
She was like describing it. I was like thinking about Avatar at night. Have you seen Avatar?
I have, but it's been a really long time.
And it's just like very glowy, and like you touch things and it's glowy, and like glowing moths and like weird creatures that zoom around you that are bioluminescent.
Yeah.
And that's how I pictured. And I tried to anyway. I did for that time, and then it moved on, and then she would go out, and I'd be like, it's daytime, and then no, it's not.
I always pictured it daytime. I never gave it to a second thought.
And then at the end, she was like, and my bar has bright windows, and I'm like, why does it have bright windows? That's the only time that I was like, that don't make no sense.
Yeah, I really like the undersea.
Yeah.
Can we just take a second to say how much I love
Owl?
Yes.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, Owl's wonderful. Them being reunited was just and them being broken up, like split apart.
Yeah, and they never specifically. I just assumed that they.
It was weird, like they are taking off, and then she wakes up,
and then all of a sudden it's
So I don't know what.
But the
I would
ship
have liked
was
to know.
Confiscated. I would have liked to know, why her memory, like why she couldn't remember what happened.
Yeah.
Or if she did later, it was never said.
No. I thought her tattoo was gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
And the fact that it cycled through.
I wish that we could really have tattoos that actually did that.
Me too. And I was not expecting her to just
have a reaction to it.
At first I thought, can she get a tattoo? Her skin is synthetic, and how is she gonna heal properly? And all that, and I thought they were gonna go back and give it to her again, just without the bots, and that never happened.
I thought they were gonna do that too.
But I did in my mind when she was talking referring to her body as the kit.
Yeah.
I was like, she should get a tattoo. I actually thought that, and then she did, and I thought that was really cool. But the fact that they never went back, and I thought her friend
actually followed through with it. And honestly, for a little while, I thought when she stowed away on the ship and plugged herself into the ship, I thought she's gonna become the AI of the ship, and they're gonna put Al in the kit.
That's what I thought too.
Which I kind of was really excited about that for a little bit, but at the same time kind of sad. But then she realized that that's not what she wanted to do, and I was like, okay. And then I think it worked out well how they had it. Like now Al is the AI for her shop, and she has all the different animals she can look through, and
they both can be in the shop at the same time.
And they have the shared little thing. I think that's really cool.
I do too.
And how they thought oh wow, it's actually really nice to talk to another AI and one-on-one, Yeah. I love Al, and I love Pepper, and I really love Blue. I'm so glad everything worked out for them.
With Blue, I was surprised that she found him on the planet. I did not expect that, and it wasn't until he started stuttering and couldn't speak that I was like, that's Blue.
I kind of wanted it to be him from the get-go, and the more that it kept saying his name, with the L, whatever
Larian.
it was, the more they kept saying that, and they weren't saying anything else about it, I was like, that's him, it has to be him. And then I was like, maybe it's not.
Yeah.
And then with the talk thing, I was like, I love that they stuck together for that long, and have that relationship.
Yeah.
And how I really like the Andrisk on the ship that they stowed away on, leaving the
the doctor? Was it a doctor?
He was no, it was a Harmangian guy. Yeah, and they got onto his ship. He needed them to flip over the barrels.
Oh,
but they talked to...
The actress was mean to her. You're talking about the other one.
The one that was smoking.
Was it the Laru?
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Like, I kept thinking of the hug that he gave her,
yeah.
you know, and, like, wrapped his head and his neck
yeah,
around
it was a Laru, yeah.
And I was like, I really, really liked that.
I did too. Oh, I meant to say in the review that there's more cussing in this book.
There was, yeah.
But it was
from
just
Pepper.
Yeah.
Like, it's Pepper.
Pepper likes to curse.
Yeah, I really thought it was really, really cool when Sidra first walked into her house and she had the big bug stuff and she was trying to explain it. And then you learned that that's how, like, she learned all of her stuff, you know? And, like, only had one video game, like, version of that game.
I know. And
she played over and over. And I feel so dumb, but it didn't hit me that Pinch was a monkey until she straight up called it a monkey. She was like,
really?
oh, this furry thing with, like, human hands and feet. And I was like, what the hell is that? Like, I was so confused.
I had to go back and read it twice, and then I was like, that's a monkey.
I had no idea until she was like, monkey. Al taught me that. And I was like, duh. And then Brett was watching Curious George, and, you know, I was like, duh. But in my head, I was like, what is that? That sounds awful. That sounds scary.
I thought it was really sweet that she got her pen name, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, from
the
Pinch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it would have said, like, who ended up finding the ship. Like, that's pretty interesting, I think. But I would assume somebody at
who ended up finding
the
ship?
museum. Her ship.
Oh, yeah.
Finding Al and stuff.
Well, she was putting it out there, like, every 2 months or something.
Yeah.
Every 10 days.
I
and just
really
the fact that, like, Pepper, I call her Pepper, but she was Jane then, just looking down and saying, like, looking at the city from orbit.
Yeah.
And thinking, like, don't they know, don't they care?
Yeah.
That this is going on in their planet?
The huge, beautiful cities and
it was just like...
And she said, she made the comment that, like, there was a huge sea in between. She said they could live their whole lives and not even know that the other one existed.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
And it's just like what's happening now with us and how there are people living in such poverty and that we have it so good here.
Yeah.
And that we know that they exist, but we could live our whole lives and not know that the other is there and they're working for us and we know that they are.
And the only reason we know that is because of our technology.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
And so I would have to assume with all their technology that they too know, and it's just like what's happening now. And I really like how it talked, Pepper especially, she's like, the law just forgot us.
Yeah.
And how you can't always follow the law because the law's not always ethical.
Yeah. I liked the ending, and for a little bit, there for a second, I was really worried it was going to end like the first one and something was going to go wrong.
Me too. I did think of that
and
too.
I was like, I swear, Becky Chambers, if you make both books, like, sad, I'm going to be really upset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was really happy that this one ended on a upbeat.
Me too. I ended up really enjoying this.
Me too.
Not as much as I was, like, dedicated to the first one.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad that I pre-ordered it. It's definitely one that I'm glad I read and carried on with.
I love it.
Me too.
I really do love it. We would like to discuss it with you.
We would.
When you play the Game of Tomes.
You read or you die.
Come be our friends. I'm Jess Game of Tomes on Twitter.
And I'm Christeena, G-O-T.
And we hope you're reading a great book.
Bye. Oh my gosh.